hope you're all doing really well and welcome to my favourite book covers that I bought in 2021. So if you know me, you know I love a pretty book cover, so I thought it would be fun to do a sort of top 10-ish, I think there's 11 on here, of the best book covers that I happened to buy last year. I mean, a lot of these were released last year as well, so I don't think there are any there's only one or two, I think, maybe, that were not actually released in 2021, so that's why I'm just kind of calling it a books that I happened to buy last year that were my favourite covers. So yeah, without any further ado, here are my favourite book covers. I will have the artist and the illustrators' names on screen, as well as links to their art pages and social media down in the description, so you can check out their work if you like what you're seeing. These are in no particular order, it's actually just sort of in the order of when I read them. So up first is The Infinity Court by Bowman. I remember when I saw the cover release for this, because that's actually how I won a copy of the book, is that they released segments of the cover on different people's social medias as a sort of scavenger hunt, and then it came together to form this fantastic cover of our main character Nami in these beautiful sort of turquoise and bright pink kind of colours against the moon and stuff. I mean, I love this cover so much. I think I love the colours and the lighting, and just the whole thing is just so eye-catching, and it's so pretty on my shelf as well. I don't have it with me, but it kind of almost, the sort of silvery bits almost shimmer as well. Like, oh, it's just so pretty, and it's easily one of my favourites of the year. I mean, the sequel to it as well, Genesis Wars, has an equally as gorgeous cover. I mean, it's just going to be so pretty when you have the entire trilogy together on your shelf. The second one is Elatsoe by Jocelyn Badger, and it's illustrated by Ravina Kai, who's one of my favourite illustrators. I've been following her work since she illustrated the front cover and illustrations for And the Ocean Was Our Sky by Patrick Ness. And I think it's just because it's her work. I mean, I love her work so much. It's just the sort of fluid, sort of soft kind of lines that just they add such interesting movement to all her illustrations and stuff, and they're just so gorgeous. I love the fact that it's just the grey ghosts of dogs and stuff, and then you've got Elatsoe in her red jacket in the corner kind of thing. She really stands out and stuff, and it's just really, really eye-catching, and again, as a hardcover, it's just really pretty as well. There's something about that edition that's a little bit different to normal hardcovers. I can't quite put my finger on why. I think because it's square as opposed to like round on the spine and stuff. But yeah, it is really, really pretty, and the illustration is just so mystical and spooky and magical, and it really just tells you what the book's going to be about. Like, it really reflects the tone of the book, and that's why it's one of my all-time favourites of the year. You then got Firekeeper's Daughter. I mean, I really love this cover. I think just because, you know, obviously it evokes Anishinaabe art, because obviously that's the sort of type, because obviously our main character is an Anishinaabe woman, and I think it's just so, it just has such impact when you look at it, you know, the sort of sharp lines and the sort of symmetry and the colours as well, you know, the reds and the oranges and the blues. It just absolutely packs a punch when you look at it. It's so eye-catching, and it completely dominates a bookshelf when you see it. You know, I think when I saw it on the shelves, you know, I could practically see it from the other side of the bookshelf because it was just so eye-catching, and I have nothing but praise for it, and I just really, and it's really different as well. I don't see too many book covers that evoke that have that type of art on the cover, and I think that's part of the reason why it gets set apart, is it's just got this incredibly striking and impactful art on the cover that you don't really see on any other covers at the moment, and I really, really love it. Another cover that's completely just blew me away when I saw it on the shelf is Sister Song by Lucy Holland. Just the blue and the blue and the white contrast with the three faces, and just the sort of sharp lines that almost look like this was a lino print or something. Absolutely eye-catching sort of thing. You know, you can't ignore this book when you see it. I mean, I also love blue and gold and stuff. That's always a really, really good colour combination in my opinion. But yeah, this is one of my all-time favourite covers. It's designed by Melfor, and it's just so, the geometry to the faces as well, and the geometry to the way the lines have been incorporated into the shape of the faces and stuff. It's just so clever as well, and really just not something can be ignored. And whilst I like the US cover, I do think that the UK cover really just stands out a hell of a lot more, and it's one of my favourite books that I have. The Marks Left on Her, which is a fictionalised memoir by D. Lebowitz. I just really love just how simple this cover is, you know, just the face of the woman and then the gold being the only colour. You know, the fact that it's black and white within the gold being the only colour, I think really helps draw attention to that, and as well kind of what it, you know, represents for the story. You know, it is about a woman you know, healing from her trauma and stuff, whereas, and then that's, you know, it's represented literally in the, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's that Japanese thing where when you break bits of pottery they glue it back together, they use the gold or something to, like, you know, make it, you know, it's prettier for having been broken or something. I mean, always that's like a wrong, you know, it's almost a sort of, you know, so that the cracks are still seen, but they're now part of this sort of new object sort of thing. And you could say that about, you know, someone who has healed sort of thing. The cracks are still there, but they're part of that new person, and they're still as beautiful. But for it, you know, it doesn't take away from who they are as a person. Really, just a really clever way to visualize what the story is about, and again, as I said, because of the black and white digital painting with then just the shiny gold, it really stands out with the contrast and stuff, and I really like it. Another cover that I absolutely love is the Ariadne cover, the UK edition. I believe this is designed by my favourite artist, Michaela Alcaino. And whilst I didn't particularly like the book, the cover is beautiful. I have nothing but praise for it. It's just gorgeous. Like, it's just so pretty. And then I also like my cover as well because it's the blue with the gold. Again, as I said, that's one of my favourite colour combinations, but there was a sort of edition that we were selling at my shop which was white with the blue and the gold and stuff. I'll show it here so you can kind of see the difference. I do prefer the blue just because I am more drawn to darker covers and things, and I also think that white sometimes washes out colours a lot more than you perhaps want it to. I mean, an obvious example where that doesn't happen is the Brendan Sanderson books, but I think you've got to kind of, you know, black almost always shows up colour a little bit more than white does in my opinion, and that's why I happen to prefer just the darker cover. Another beautiful cover is Witchshadow, which is the 4th book in the Witchland series, which is one of my favourite series of all time. I love this cover. I mean, it's just so, the purple and the UK edition, it's all blue and stuff, and you've got Isolde in this fantastic sort of ethereal pose sort of thing within the title below. I do prefer the UK edition where the title's removed a little bit down so you can see Isolde, the full sort of pose that Isolde is in. I love these covers, and I love this cover in particular. I don't really know why. I think just because of just how almost stormy it looks, and just the way that it's been composed as well just really adds to just how pretty I think it is. And also, look at the UK paperback. I love the UK paperback editions of these books. It almost makes me want to buy all the hardcovers and all the paperbacks, because the paperbacks I would almost love to have in hardcover edition because they're just so pretty. And I think that the UK paperback for Witchshadow is so pretty, and I cannot wait to get a hold of a copy of it, because yes, I am going to buy the paperbacks as well as the hardcovers, because I love that series so much. But yeah, I really love the UK and the US hardcovers for Witchshadow. I just really think that, I don't know, they're just so pretty, and I love them. So a book that I bought this year that wasn't released out this year, but I still love the cover, is Blackwing's Beating. I think just because I love how within the big sort of wing that you see on the front, there's references to the rest of the story. You know, you can see our two main characters climbing up the mountain. You can see all these mountains sort of within the wings, and that's basically what the book is about. It's about falconers, and then it's about falconers having to go into the mountains to find the specific bird. You know, it just brings everything together just with these small little hints hidden within this just big black mass on the cover. Again, against the sort of grey with a really dark black, the contrast really draws your eye in and stuff. The composition's really great, as well as the way that they use the title against that black and stuff. Really love that cover, and it's really pretty, and also a really fantastic book, by the way. I cannot wait to read the rest of that series. Another book I bought this year is the Fireborne, and I specifically bought the paperback because unfortunately you cannot get this cover in the hardback, but I love these covers, especially the one for Flamefall as well. But the Fireborne, again, the red against the black, again, as I said, I love when it's against a black background because I think it really stands out. And the red as well, just the fact that it's this sort of metallic sort of sheen, so you've got all these different shades of red and gold and pink and stuff all shining against one another. Such a fantastic cover, and the fact as well that the title Fireborne goes up the middle sideways. You don't see that on covers. They're almost always landscape and either at the top or at the bottom, whereas this actually takes the opportunity to make it go up the middle, and I think that is just so, you know, you don't see that happen often, because obviously you need a good composition to make that work, and a good font as well to make that work. And as well, I suppose it helps that the title's short enough. I mean, I keep actually trying to do that with The Bear and the Nightingale. You spend the entire time being like, the what? So I think it was just, I don't know, just that whole cover as well is just so pretty. And as I said, just the contrast between the colours against the dark black, I think really make them pop out, and yeah, I absolutely love it. Another one that I absolutely love is Iron Widow by Zhao. I mean, I was anticipating the cover release for this because I found out about this book through the author's YouTube channel, and then when the cover was released, my jaw practically hit the floor. I mean, it is just beautiful. The way it's composed with Zeishan in the middle, sort of surrounded by the wing of the bird, and just the reds and the oranges and the way that those colours kind of change throughout the wing and stuff. Then she's all in her all black in her sort of pilot outfit. And the pose as well that she's in is just, you know, very dynamic and interesting to look at. Such a good book, such a pretty cover, and just with the lines and stuff all pointing towards Zeishan as well. Like, you know, the composition's really clever, and the way that sort of, you know, she's in front of one, sort of in the middle, sort of encased when this wing and stuff, you know, it adds depth to the cover and things as well. I absolutely love it. You know, it's one of my favourite books on my shelf, and the spine as well is just really eye-catching. It's just the fact that it's just this bright red and orange cover as well really helps just kind of make it stand out, but it's so pretty, and I cannot wait to see what the other covers in this series are going to look like and how they're going to, you know, live up to the expectation that has been set because of this one. And last but not least, Midnight in Everwood. What a pretty book. I mean, this was basically almost entirely a cover buy for me because just the different shades of blue and the almost paper cutout look out of it and things. I mean, it's so pretty. And the way the sort of, you know, the gold just kind of comes over just to add these little details, particularly over her ballet costume. You know, it's just so simple with its colours and stuff, but then it packs such a punch just because of the different tones it uses. And then again with the different shades of gold, you've got this sort of gold for the things, but then the title's in a sort of rose gold colour. Really, really clever, and the fact that that's against the darkest part as well, the title itself still stands out whilst not taking away from the beautiful design. You know, it carries on to the back as well. Really, really clever, and a really, really pretty, almost pretty wintry colours as well. You know, this definitely feels like a wintry, Christmassy book. I love this cover so much. I'll see if I can find out who did it here. It's designed by Charlotte Phillips. Yeah, just absolutely fantastic. Really, really great use of different tones to create contrast, and again, then which is the little gold details and stuff. I love this cover so much. But that's it, those are my favourite covers of the books that I read in 2021. Have you read any of these books? Do you agree with me about these covers? What are some of your favourite covers from the year? I love book covers, I have lots of different videos about them, so definitely feel free to go check those out, but definitely let me know in the comments your favourite book cover from last year and why, who the artist is, you know, let's just have a little gush about how pretty books are. If you reached the end of this video, feel free to leave a like and feel free to subscribe. At the moment I'm posting daily videos to ring in the new year, so definitely go check out all of those, and then I'll be back to posting my regular sort of two uploads a week sort of schedule. But thank you so much for watching, I'll see you next time.